It says I'm live, so I'm going to trust that I am live. Hello. Welcome, everyone. Hello, Carl and Joel. Nice to see DJ Joel is here, or as we fondly refer to him, J Rock. Sandy. Hello, Sandy. Welcome, Claudia. Marvelous midlife method. Oh, I know who that is. That's Catherine. Catherine Chess up in Northern California or up in the Bay Area. Hello there. Paula, I was just thinking about you the other day. Gosh, please, we need to get together. I want to see you and catch up. It's been so long. Hi, Donna. Good to see you too. Monica, so nice. Oh, all my friends are here. That's great. Ardley, 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 Ardley. I don't know what Ardley means. Ardley, I hardly know what I'm talking about. Well, you know what, Joel? That's exactly what I was going to talk about. Isn't that funny? What are the odds that I would say, do you have any suggestions? And then a participant would say, how about separate stimulus from reaction? Perfect. Okay, beautiful, Joel. It's her name. Hardly? I don't know who Hardly is. I'm sorry. All right, thank you. But hi, Stephanie. What a grandma. Good to see you. Okay, so let's begin. I like to have a little fun here. I don't treat this as something that is beyond the realm of humor. It is a place where lightheartedness is welcome, of course. And so here is the teaching. Requested from Joel, but already thought of by me. We were on the same wavelength. So, stimulus and reaction. So, a long time ago, when I was first starting these practices, some decade and a half ago, I would read or I would hear teachers say something like, these practices lead to liberation. These practices lead to freedom. And I didn't know what that meant. Liberation from what? Freedom from what? Well, I knew that it was about reducing or eliminating suffering, but I really didn't know what this meant in terms of freedom and liberation. I just was unsure. And then as I traveled through these practices over many years, and then with other teachers, and through my own practice, of course, then it became clear to me that what we're being liberated from is our reactive mind. It is this mind that has reacted so automatically for so many years toward different stimuli that now it's just really like a reflex reaction. It's reflexive. And mindfulness practice, vipassana, and the Dharma offers us an ability to go from a reflexive response or reaction to things, go from a reflexive reaction to things to a reflective response. You hear the difference there? Reflexive reaction, reflective response. So there is this reflective moment that we can take. And in that reflective moment, we have put space between stimulus and reaction. And when we bring that space to bear, now I'm going to be more responsive to what's happening. Now, this is not to say that we are expected to render perfect performance. As I said earlier, you are going to have these automatic reactions because this is kind of what's now baked into the brain. The neural pathways have been formed, they have associated with each other, they are there. We have run down them countless times. They're deeply grooved, if you want to use that analogy. And if you're on a deeply grooved, deeply rutted road, it's hard for your wheels to get out of that rut, but it can be done. So you might start in that rut. Automatically, the wheels go in there and you're on that road. But you can always stop and go, wait a minute, I am in that reactive place. I'm on automatic pilot. I'm totally reacting out of habit toward whatever experience it is. Now I have gotten out of that deeply rutted little path and I'm on a new path. The more we do that, the deeper those grooves become, and they become more of a default direction. Now, you'll probably still default to the old reactions. However, you'll find that those reactions become uh, shorter and shorter. You have the reaction and you catch it sooner. You go, oh, whoa, whoa, wow, did you see that? Now I'm out of that deeply rutted road and I'm on a new road. Now I have a choice. What do I do with that? How do I deploy this mindful energy that I now have? And now I can go into all kinds of places with it. I could go into the teachings of the Dharma, for example. I could remember, oh, I'm suffering here because I want this to be different than the way it is. Now I'm applying these teachings to the experience. And this is really the highest realm of these teachings, to be able to take them off of the cushion into our daily life, because we are not here to be good meditators. We're not here just to do that. If we did, as Mary Orr would say, we have a cushion, but we don't have a path. And, and I hope I gave that attribution correctly. But if not, it's all around, the Dharma is everywhere. So you have the ability at any moment to stop, not be reflexive toward the experience, but be more reflective. Take a breath, pause, realize, oh, I'm going down that old pathway. And of course, in that moment, you have stopped going down that pathway. And this is reflected. This is the template of our meditation practice. Maybe we're feeling the breath as the object of attention. We feel a few breaths, the mind starts to creep away. We don't even know it. Before long, we're lost in thought. And then eventually, oh, wow, I'm lost in thought. That's the exact same uh, mechanism that we bring to bear in our daily life when we realize we've gone down that automatic habitual pathway. Now I've stepped out of automatic pilot. I'm mindful again. Where do I deploy that mindful energy? Well, I could bring it back to the sensations of breathing. I could notice what my thoughts were. I could notice what kinds of sensations or emotions come along with those thoughts. On it goes. But we do this practice to learn how to do this in daily life. Hey, that's the teaching. Why don't we get into the meditation? So make sure you're comfortable. You can be sitting, lying down, standing, making breakfast, ironing clothes, whatever it is you're doing, watching the Tour de France. It doesn't matter to me, but just do it mindfully. And you can just let these instructions come as they come. And you can have eyes closed if you wish, slightly open, fully open. You can shift your position anytime you need to. If there's any dysregulation or overwhelming experiences that go on, if you have your eyes closed, open them. If you have your eyes open, rub your hands against your legs, feel that sensation. Get yourself back into your window of tolerance if you come out. Here we go. And letting the sound of the bell invite us to the present moment. That sound only exists in the present moment, and it will never exist again. It never existed before. It existed for a while. Now it has uh, subsided. So let's come into the body now and let the sound of the bell invite us to arrive in this moment in the body, perhaps feeling all of the sensations that, like the bell, have a time of arising, have a period of abiding, and then have a time of subsiding. Here is where we may encounter habitual holding places, tightnesses, tensions, whatever it might be. And there may be even subtle experiences of this. Notice your hands, for example. Are the fingers tight? Maybe they're interlaced or something. Is there some tightness there that can be softened? The buttocks area is another place where we often hold habitual tensions. Shoulders, of course, mouth, tongue, forehead. And as soon as we notice that we are holding these automatic tensions in our body, then we are liberated from them. They are no longer habitual, they are known. We see them. Then we have that opportunity to deploy some mindful attention toward those habitual holding places. And this too tends to let them release a little bit. They may only be asking us to attend to them, to pay attention to them. Here too, we find a way of connecting to the present moment through the body. Perhaps just feeling the touch points where we are making contact with whatever we're sitting or lying on. Perhaps feeling what our hands might be touching. And you know, we're literally touching the present moment when we do this. If you are looking for mindfulness, you need look no further than whatever your hands are touching. So these hands, these touch points can serve to anchor us in the present moment, to connect us to the present moment. Another touchstone to the present moment would be the sensations of breathing. And this is the touch experience of the breath. Feel it touch the inside of the nose, and feel the inside of the nose registering that touch. Perhaps feeling the belly expanding as we breathe in, releasing as we breathe out. registering the sense of touch as the abdominal wall expands and stretches a little bit, and as the abdomen releases a little bit. And so resting our attention in these sensations of touch, choosing perhaps one of these touch points, hands, nose, belly, or wherever you feel a vibrant sense of touch, and letting this be your anchoring point to the present moment. And as we continue, we rest our attention in these touch points so that we know when we are present. This trains us to know the present moment through one of these sensations. When I am feeling the breath touching my nose, I know I am connected to the present moment. Sooner or later, of course, the attention is going to drift away from this touch point. It will sneak away, and before I know it, I will be lost in thought. This is an important part of the practice. Now we are on an automatic pilot setting, and eventually we are going to notice that the mind has wandered and we are now back in a mindful setting. And this is the same mechanism that we use in daily life to step out of that automatic reactive mind, to realize what's happening, and in that moment to become mindful. And now that I have some mindful energy, I can determine where to direct that. I can continue to investigate these thoughts, noticing them, learning from them. I can direct the attention back into my body, noticing the sensations the thoughts might have brought with them. I could notice the reactions I have to these thoughts. Perhaps they are automatic and habitual reactions of judgment, criticism, anger, aversion, frustration, clinging, wanting more, wanting less, whatever it might be. And then I can also invite this attention back to the sensations that I'm using for my touch point. And then the practice continues. And this is how we learn to go from the reactive mind to the responsive mind. So let's continue through the rest of this practice in silence. And so taking all the time you need in whatever way suits you to transition from this practice. I'd like to thank my friend Kathy Fong for providing a title for a title for today's theme. Thank you. And by the way, Kathy and many of the folks here join me on a weekly basis. I offer a meditation every day, 8 a.m., Monday through Friday. We're now entering into our 122nd consecutive week. We've been doing this since COVID started, so we call ourselves the COVIDian Sangha, and we are located. You can email me here at rogernolan.com, and I will send you the Zoom link, and that's 8 a.m. Monday through Friday Pacific time. So please feel free to join in. Very similar to what we do here. And good morning, Hyder. Good morning, Claire. Good to see you. Gwen and Shirley and Diana. Lovely. From Auckland, New Zealand. How wonderful. So in your day, notice these habitual and automatic reactions. Like that drifting mind, they are sneaky. They come in and suddenly they have you. And for a moment, your foot is trapped. However, there is a way to open that trap and let yourself free without hurting yourself. And that is to go, oh, I'm stuck in a trap. Oh, I'm being reactive. Wow, look at that. Look, and not being judgmental towards yourself either. Avoid that. And if there is judgment or criticism, notice that. It's just a habitual reaction. Yeah, gratitude to everyone here. Thank you. And so if you have any questions, something you didn't understand, some confusion, if there's something you want to share or an observation or an insight that came to you during this practice, please feel free to chat that in. Gwen says, remembering to greet myself with a smile, a gift of goodness and kind connection. You know, Andre de Shields, the wonderful actor that I saw in Hadestown a few years ago, who won an Tony for that performance and The Wiz, in his Tony acceptance speech, one of the things he said was, always surround yourself with people whose eyes light up when you walk into the room. You should do that to yourself. Let your eyes light up when you see yourself in the mirror instead of, oh. Greet yourself with a smile. Hi, Jenny. Good to see you. So that was relaxing and very practical. That's my deal, you know. It's like it's about practice, practical practice, but it's also about the practical application of these practices. The reason why we're here is not to be good at these practices. The reason why we're here is to take these practices and adapt them into our daily life. And that takes practice and it takes patience. So again, if you notice yourself judging yourself, maybe you go into that habitual neural pathway for a long time. Eventually, though, just like the drifting mind, you're going to wake up and go, oh, wow, I've been stuck in this reactive place for a few days here. Now you've stepped out. Yeah, eyes light up when you walk into the room. Hi, Jean. Nice to see you, Jeanette. I'm sorry, not Jean. You're not Jean, you're Jeanette. How are things in Canada? Claudia, good to see you. Lovely. Good. Peaceful and relaxing. Like that. Yeah, you know what's relaxing about it? You know what's peaceful about it? Is that we dwell for at least a period of time in the present moment. And we're not concerned with what's going to happen. We're not concerned with what has happened. We're really just concerned with what is happening right here, right now. That's where the peace and the relaxation comes. And of course, this moment is available to you anytime you want it. It's right here, right now. As Jack Kornfield likes to say, it's a half breath away. And right here. All right. Anything else? Any old business? Any new business? Shall I adjourn the meeting? Have we heard from our treasurer yet? Okay. All right. I think that's it for today. So I'll see you next month if you come to this practice, or if you want to come to our weekday practices, write me at this address and I'll send you the link and all the information. But if not, I'll see you on the third Saturday of August. And until then, I hope you have good days. Please stay in touch, Especially if you're having any difficulties with your practice, I'm here to help. And thank you, Elisha and Stephanie and Valerie and everybody at the Center for Mindful Living and the Mindful Living Collective. And I'm going to go ahead and end the broadcast and let you go. You're released on your own recognizance. Happy trails.